hypothetically speaking, right? I mean, we're talking hypotheticals here. Let's say you go out, you got this job, and you've been called. You got to go check out this pipeline. Somebody said there might be a leak. They hire you to come out there. You're contracted. You go out there to do the job. You got your equipment. And you show up. You see, there's a little bit of structural damage. You try to check out the vicinity, and then you're like, whoa, whoa, wait a second, what's going on over here? Now you know enough about what you're supposed to do that there's other people that you're supposed to be communicating with about that specific correlation. So you go, you do your report, you let them know, hey, you need to contact this guy because this sort of thing is going on, and you just do your job, keep quiet. And then you're like, wait a second, that's a serious matter. Somebody needs to get in and do something about that because what you got going on, that's one thing. But in connection with this, it's another thing. And you need to call somebody else in to deal with that. Just do your job. Get out of here. Here's the money. And then you leave and you're like, wow, I know what they're going to do. They've done this before. About a month later, there's a call out, there's a public notice on the television about how they have to call in the Federal Emergency Management Agency in order to start distributing bottled water to the people in the district because somebody leaked a chemical into the water system. And it got so significant that it was detected, and now they have to call in FEMA in order to close down that particular area while they clean it up. And that company, bad company, they have to pay a fine. But they're not going to have to pay for the cleanup. They're not going to have to pay for the infrastructure involved. They're not going to have to deal with their lack of maintenance that they haven't been paying for up until that time. They're not going to have to deal with the misrepresentations on past shareholder reports saying that the company had a certain level of solubility that was based on meeting deadlines and standards in connection with the viability of its fixed asset base, including its actual facilities and the structures connected to its facilities. And meanwhile, people in the community are having to drink bottled water for a while they figured out what to do with the contamination in the system. And then there's a whole process going on at another level, including a federal jurisdiction, as opposed to the local jurisdiction that should have been implementing a sound health and safety policy, right? And this happens to you. Then a short time later, less than a year later, a catastrophe! Natural disaster, man. And you know enough about what had happened less than a year ago to know that it was a test, right? I mean, you're an inspector. It's a test. They wanted to see if they could get away with it, and they did. If they could get away with that, what else can they get away with? Did you have facilities damage in the fall of 2017 and had to reapply after they recharacterized and reassessed your valuation? Did you reapply? Hey man, if that was you in late November of 2016, I heard you. And I don't know who you are, but you need to find a way to get in contact with me because I heard you and you were right and what they did was absolutely wrong.